So, ladies and gentlemen, for those who don't know who Legal Legal is, he is a rather large legal YouTube channel that gives out some of the worst legal advice and opinions that I've seen to date. He is a punching bag for people like Robert Barnes, Viva Fry, Andrew Branca, and so many others who just look at this guy and realize that he's a plastic fake activist rather than a lawyer giving you a breakdown of current events and the way things are going. He has been wrong about nearly everything that he's talked about, and he often misunderstands or miscites certain statutes, certain provisions, what's in the Constitution. This is a guy that has severe Trump derangement syndrome, and he's put out a video called "This Channel is Biased." Now, I've known this for years, but apparently there's some people that are unaware. Now, this guy's real claim to fame, as it were, or rather infamy, is this is the retard that did the video about Captain Marvel. This is the guy that actually made the case that Captain Marvel was justified in her assault and theft of the man in the movie. I'm not kidding. I'm actually going to play you a clip from this. This is that guy. So if you want to know who Legal Legal is, you're like, I don't recognize that name. He's the guy that legitimately put out the video that was defending Captain Marvel, brutalizing a guy and stealing his motorcycle for a couple of lines. And so let's watch this real quick, and then we'll get into his video, because I think this context is important in understanding the type of retardation we're dealing with this plastic Ken doll, fake lawyer motherfucker.
The argument, as far as I can tell, is as follows. The deleted scene shows that a man on a motorcycle is rude to Captain Marvel. In a totally unprovoked attack, Captain Marvel effectively beats the hell out of the guy and steals his motorcycle. Instead of using her words, Captain Marvel engages in violence and is therefore the villain. The problem with this argument is that it is legally and morally incorrect. I don't begrudge these commentators too much. It's a clever attempt at being contrarian. It's just that the evidence doesn't really support this argument, and the attempts to shoehorn this movie, and in particular this deleted scene, into a particular conservative narrative just doesn't really work. Now, I'll note on the side that I'm not in a habit of commenting on this kind of popular minutia, but it just so happens that I was in the process of writing a practice exam for law students, a law school hypothetical, that involved a very similar fact pattern to
a law school hypothetical. There's this saying, those who can't do, teach.
What is portrayed in the deleted scenes. And as a second aside, I'm going to go through this clip in what some might consider excruciating detail, because that's what you do in law school. Legal analysis is mostly factual analysis. And so, but let's examine the clip. All right, clearly a Los Angeles strip mall. I would recognize that architecture or lack thereof anywhere.
Nice scuba suit. You need a ride, darling?
Okay, so clearly here, Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, is reading a map or a newspaper. She's minding her own business, and some guy on a motorcycle has parked his motorcycle at the strip mall, and he has made an unwanted overture. Not the most polite thing to do, but not illegal either. And of course, I guess I have to point out that Captain Marvel is fully within her rights to completely ignore this gentleman and not engage with him in any way, shape, or form. That is also perfectly legal.
How about a smile for me, huh?
A smile?
Yeah. I'm offering to help you. Least you could do is give me a smile.
Okay, this is the crucial act that takes place that really changes the narrative entirely. The man on the motorcycle has parked his motorcycle. He's taken his helmet off. He stood up. He walked over to Captain Marvel. He put his hand on the map that she was holding and is clearly right next to her. You can see that his arm is sort of angled, which means that the distance between Captain Marvel and himself must be just a matter of inches, because it's not like he was reaching out with his hand in an extended fashion. He's reaching out his hand in a way that makes it seem like the map is direct. as a threat. How about a smile for me? This guy is not a particularly nice guy, and crucially here, he has invaded Captain Marvel's space. This is a crucial distinction that we'll talk about in just a second, because in my opinion, I think that that meets the statutory definition of assault and battery.
I didn't, tell me when I'm telling lies. This guy's an idiot. He thinks that slightly touching your map and speaking to you, that is the textbook definition of assault and battery. This guy's a fucking retard. Genuinely. It goes on from here, but
I'm offering to help you. Least you could do is
Very close to her, but man.
How about a handshake? I'm Veers.
so notice that they're not inches. Notice that they're feet apart. Like, notice he was trying. Well, he's in her space and he's inches away. No, he reached his hand out to shake her hand. She goes, "How about a handshake?" And he decides to shake her hand.
People call me the Don.
Wow.
All right, so they both engage in what could be considered a consensual
What could be considered? You plastic freak? She said, "How about a handshake?" And he should. I don't want to get too much into this because this has been litigated and this is like 5 years old at this point. But I think it's crucial that you understand the level of retardation we're dealing with. This guy is a fake, he's a fraud, he's a dishonest actor, and he does this sort of stuff because he thinks it's anti-conservative, anti-right wing. But anyway, suffice to say, he goes on to say that Captain Marvel did nothing wrong and that she was within her right. And it just, this is the person that we're dealing with here, and I think it's important to understand that before we get into the video that's titled "This Channel is Biased."
This channel is biased. It's true. Legal Eagle is completely biased. But maybe not in the way that you think. Legal Eagle isn't about Republicans or Democrats.
Oh my God. We're 11 seconds in. And it's the typical, well, Legal Eagle is biased, but not for, no, you are a leftoid. You are a Trump deranged retard. You did not do any of the shit that you're doing for Biden that you were doing for Trump. You are such a snake. You are so plastic and dishonest. You did not do anything near to what you're doing for Trump that you did for Biden or for Obama.
Liberals or conservatives. With few exceptions, Legal Eagle espouses no policy preferences.
God. The thing is, I would respect you more if you were just honest. If you were honest and said, "Yes, I have a left-wing perspective. I'm obviously a left-winger," I would respect you more. But you're not. You're not being honest. You're being dishonest. And you know what the crazy thing is? This plastic Ken doll loser thinks that you're too stupid not to notice these things. Like, he thinks that by asserting it, declaring it, that it becomes true. Well, that doesn't work in the courtroom. And it also doesn't work in the court of public opinion. You are a left-wing, radical activist. The things that you stand for, the things that you sue Trump for, the things that you make points on are all anti-Trump, anti-conservative. Even your language in that other video is, well, we have to put this in a conservative framework. You are a bad faith, plastic Ken doll, laughing stock of a manufactured lawyer that is radically left-wing.
As a channel, we are agnostic about high taxes or low taxes, huge welfare state,
Oh, you're agnostic about high taxes or low taxes.
or no social safety net.
Oh my God.
Open borders or zero immigration. First,
He's not. But these are all provable lies. All you have to do is look at his channel. All you have to do is look at his channel. Trump wants a third term. ICE just arrested the mayor of Newark. Yes, this is Project 2025. Lawyers beat Trump in court for now. The most corrupt presidential act in history. The FBI just arrested 2 judges. You can't deport U.S. citizens. I joined with 500 law firms to fight the Trump administration. You fake freak. You are a liar. You're a fraud. And the fact that you would even dare to put that out. Oh, I'm biased, but I'm biased for the truth. I'm biased for the right. You're such a con artist. It is outrageous that you would make that when all people have to do is look. All people have to do is look at your videos. Trump ordered to return Kilmore Abrego Garcia. How to stop the tariffs. What happens when he ignores the courts and it's a picture of Trump with the whole thing on fire? We're cooked. Legal Eagle is a far left radical activist. Like, imagine the audacity of me making the videos that I make. And then making a video saying, guys, I'm a left-wing progressive activist. I'm definitely a Hassan fan. Oh, God, it feels gross to even say that. But imagine if I made a video that was so counter to everything that I had done and everything that I had said in the hopes that, what, there may be somebody stupid out there that believes it? No. You are a demented, creepy, plastic, fake fraud. Trump's worst lawyer. They're fabricating criminal prosecutions now. SCOTUS rules against Trump and saves USAID for now. You are a freak. A left-wing activist freak. And you have the gall. Let's watch that one more time.
No social safety net, open borders, or zero immigration. First and foremost, we're lawyers. We care about good lawyering versus bad lawyering. And we're often asked to advocate to the best of our abilities, specifically about issues that we might disagree with. And our status as lawyers...
You notice that none of their videos are pro-Trump? None of their videos are, oh, Trump won in court. Trump won this. Trump did this good. No, it's all anti-Trump, deranged, leftist, radical talking points. That's all it is. No, I don't buy it for a second. You are biased, but no, I'm biased in favor of the truth. No, you are a Democrat shill. You are a leftist. The evidence is irrefutable. Your own channel puts the lie to everything that you're saying.
Doesn't necessarily mandate that we feel any particular way about any of those policies. Reasonable minds can and do differ. When it comes to policy preferences, we lawyers can't tell you the answer. I mean, we can. Individually, we have very strong feelings about all of those things, but we don't think that this channel is the right place or the right avenue to espouse our opinions on those topics. But, and this is key, Legal Eagle doesn't pick sides based on party affiliation. We pick sides based on legal principles and reality. And
no, you don't. You've been wrong about nearly everything that you said. Every one of your analysis, from the title of your video, from the thumbnails, everyone tells a story. Like, no, guys, you see, when I put this thumbnail of we're cooked and, the halls of power in the U.S. are on fire, and it says, what happens when he ignores court orders? When I put this thumbnail where the penguins are saying no and how to stop the tariffs, when I put this stuff up there, it's not because I'm biased, guys. Insider trading with Trump. You are a freak. and a fraud, and you are an activist left-wing channel. Lawyers beat Trump in court. For now, woo, we won. You didn't win anything. Trump wants a third term. Boy, let's talk about that. Yes, this is Project 2025. Told ya. For those who don't know, this is what I'm talking about. I didn't realize it was that far over. Anyway, getting back to this, let me screw this. I don't know if I can make it through this whole video. This guy is such a freak.
Yes, that means sometimes one side looks worse than the other, not because of partisan bias, but because we think some people are just wrong based on the law. But we admit it, we are biased. The way we think about it is this: we are nonpartisan, but we're not apolitical. The law is the end result of politics, and it's impossible to talk about the law without talking politics. So we think it's important, especially now, to lay it all on the line. What do we stand for? Well, we stand for the rule of law. At the core of every...
No, you don't. You stand for clickbait leftist garbage. You are a legal slop tuber. Your thumbnails and your titles are meant to attract a certain type of low information leftist audience. That's what you are designed to do. People who are ignorant of the law and hate Trump. That is your demographic, and you know that. That's the audience that you've cultivated. And every other legal channel understands this and calls you out for it and makes fun of you. You're a joke. Ask Andrew Branca, who is, who's an expert on self-defense. Ask him what he thinks of legal. Ask Robert Barnes. Ask Viva Frei. Ask them what they think of legal.
Everything that we do here is the rule of law. That means that the law applies to everyone equally, whether you're the average Joe or the President of the United States. The law doesn't, or at least shouldn't, care if you're a Democrat or Republican or the last surviving Whig Party member. When someone breaks the law or tries to twist it into an unrecognizable mess, we'll call it out. If a politician or government official gets caught abusing power, evading legal consequences, or outright ignoring the law, we're going to cover it. And if that offends your partisan sensibilities, well, that's a you problem. We stand for access to justice and judicial independence. We believe in access to justice, the idea that the law shouldn't only work for the rich and powerful. If a system is stacked against everyday people, or if the courts are being manipulated for political purposes, that's a huge problem. We think judges should be neutral arbiters of the law, not political operatives handpicked to rubber stamp an agenda. And if a judge starts acting like a political hack, we're going to talk about that too. We stand for legal education and ethics. This channel at its core is about legal education, helping people understand their rights, how the legal system works, and why bad legal arguments deserve to be obliterated. That means debunking misinformation, breaking down landmark cases, and of course, absolutely roasting terrible legal takes. We also stand firmly for human rights and civil liberties. That includes issues like due process, free speech, and personal freedoms. We believe in freedom of speech in the First Amendment sense. The First Amendment only protects you from government suppression of speech, not from consequences, criticism, or getting dunked on for a really dumb take. But we also really, really believe the government has no business regulating or punishing speech or belief. And what we stand...
So just to put that in perspective, he believes that foreign actors should be able to come to our universities and advocate for terrorist groups, and that's free speech. But and they should be able to do so with impunity, and they shouldn't have their visas revoked. People who are here on student visas shouldn't have their visas revoked when they promote terrorism. But if you say something that this fraud, this freak, this plastic motherfucker doesn't like, then you should have to face the consequences of your actions. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't watch any more of this. If you want to watch the full video, it's on Legal Eagle's channel. But this guy is one of the most disingenuous, bad faith people that assumes that you're an idiot. He assumes you're too stupid to look up his channel and look at the thumbnails and look at the titles and see that there is a radical left-wing anti-Trump agenda. There's no denying that. I just looked back at the last month of his content. It's all Trump deranged. It's all anti-Trump. It's all radical anti-Trump. And this was not the approach that he took with Biden. It just isn't. So he's a liar. He can't be trusted. I mean, he can never be trusted, but this is just yet more evidence. And I think that it's important to get this stuff out there because most people aren't going to react to this. But this guy definitely deserves some criticism for that level of dishonesty. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.